It is day 2 of the escalating tensions in the Middle East. 3 U.S. troops have been killed in the Iranian attack.
And President Trump says more deaths are possible. Let's get right to our Laurie Perez in the newsroom with the latest developments. Laurie?
The conflict that began with the U.S., Israel, and Iran intensified and spread today. Military strikes hitting more than 2,000 targets across the Middle East, including now drawing Lebanon into the action.
There will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more.
A dire prediction from the president, acknowledging 3 U.S. military members killed in action as the joint U.S. and Israeli assault on Iran intensifies. New reports of Israeli missiles hitting a hospital in Tehran, and Israeli defense forces releasing this video today, saying it shows how quickly they brought Iran's regime to its knees, leveling its headquarters.
Coordinated attack on multiple locations, decapitating the Iranian leadership.
Simultaneously?
Yes.
Including Ayatollah Ali Khamenei?
Khamenei was part of those who were eliminated in the first minute of the operation.
The first minute of the operation.
Iran continues to strike back. Israel is reporting 9 dead after a missile hit a synagogue west of Jerusalem, and another dead in a hit on a neighborhood in Tel Aviv. But the fight is by no means confined to Israel and Iran. Israel tonight reportedly urging people in eastern and southern Lebanon to evacuate, attacking there after the Iran-backed militant Hezbollah fired missiles across the border. Iran, meanwhile, has launched hundreds of drones and missiles across the Middle East on U.S. bases and allies. Tonight, the most prominent member of the Iranian opposition spoke on 60 Minutes, saying he believes the regime is collapsing, he imagines peace with Israel, and he wants to lead the transition.
Number 1 is Iran's territorial integrity. Number 2 is the clear separation of religion from state, which is a prerequisite to democracy, and we paid the price understanding what it means to live under a religious dictatorship. Number 3 is, of course, equality of all citizens under the law and individual liberties. And most importantly, the process, a democratic process to allow the people to elect and decide what their future system of governance should be.
Meanwhile, today, Senator Adam Schiff continued his criticism of the president for authorizing strikes against Iran, saying it could risk dragging the U.S. into another costly and protracted conflict.
If the president wants to continue this war, let him come to Congress and seek an authorization. Let him make the case to the American people. The American people don't want another endless war. The president promised he wouldn't engage in more warfare over regime change. He's broken that promise. Nothing about this is going to improve the quality of life or the cost of living for Americans. If anything, it's going to make it worse.
Speaking with ABC News tonight, the president reportedly said the U.S. had identified candidates to take over as leader in Iran, but they were all killed in the initial attack. Gia Leslie, back to you.
Laurie, thank you so much.